As you know if you've been following along, I didn't have the races I was hoping for in France.
Are you happy about your race?
No, not really.
With some mechanical issues.
Oh yeah, that just destroyed the wheel.
And crashes during both practice and finals. But what I didn't find out until recently is that those crashes were a bit more serious than I realized. Well, I just found out I raced Megavalanche with 3 broken bones. So we've decided to sit down and discuss what went well, what didn't, and what I would do differently if I decide to go back and give these races another try.
Marky Franklin from United States.
Riding to Taos again.
We did this one time last year, but things have changed. Sid has a faster bicycle now. It's the main thing.
And I'm faster.
And you're faster.
I'm also more tired, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Also more tired.
We're also being way more casual about this. Last time we were like, oh my god, we're gonna ride 100 miles. This time we're like, oh, it's 10 a.m., we should get going.
This is part of Mackey's being relegated to the road. I've basically just been on the road. I've been putting in some solid miles, so this will be another solid chunk of miles.
Well, I won't say I'm surprised, but it doesn't mean that I'm not still bumped. So just came and got an x-ray on my finger. I had crashed during practice at Mountain of Hell. So that's like 3 weeks ago now. And it was pretty swollen. I figured it might be broken. Jammed my finger really good. And I don't know if it's broken. I decided I would just wait till I got back here because it wasn't like I was going to not race since it felt fairly okay. It's an avulsion fracture, which means that part of the bone that's attached to a ligament or a tendon has separated. So that's not great. They're sending me to a hand specialist. And then they took x-rays of my shoulder, which I had hurt a little bit that first crash. The thing that's the most painful is this right shoulder, but then hurt more significantly Wednesday before Megavalanche. Oh man, just what I was hoping not to do. Right on that shoulder. Ooh, ouch. They do want to do an MRI. So yeah, I mean, I'm not real surprised. It was pretty painful, but I'm hoping it's just like strained and sore and I can just do PT and rest it. But yeah, I guess we'll find out.
I feel like you're handling the whole injury situation really well.
Thank you.
Just pivoted really quickly to like fitness block, which is honestly what you needed.
It's what I needed anyway. It was just sort of like a forced one.
Riding downhill.
Yeah. I think we need to show off what we have for our ride because I'm very excited about it.
This is all Mackey's birthday presents that I've given him 2 weeks early because I have no gratification delay. But Skittles gummies.
Skittles gummies.
He's been wanting to try these. So.
I saw them in an airport and I was like, those look awesome. And I didn't buy them and I've regretted it ever since.
Anyway, so we'll be sampling those today and then show them your other birthday present.
Oh yeah, here's my other birthday present. A little blinky light for the road that also connects to the GPS and like tells you when cars are behind you. It's pretty slick, actually. All right, should we do it?
Yeah, I need to clean my glasses.
Just got my MRI report, and I would say there are good news and bad news. The overall findings suggest a Hill-Sachs fracture deformity of the posterior humeral head. The cartilage is intact, non-displaced fracture of the distal coracoid. So, what that means. I'm just going to jump in here and explain a bit more efficiently than I did in this clip. Basically, I have a non-displaced fracture of the coracoid process, the small protrusion that sticks forward off the shoulder blade. Fortunately, all of the tendons and ligaments that connect to the coracoid are fine. I also have a fracture on the top of my upper arm bone, the humerus. They could also see something in the labrum that could be a tear or could just be swelling, but the cartilage in the shoulder is fine. I'm hoping this is all stuff that with some time, with some PT, I can take care of. So non-surgical is my hope. The bad part is that turns out that I fractured some bones and yeah, that's what I was racing with at Megavalanche.
Well,
Time for a little postmortem.
yeah, I would say I learned some things at this year's mass start downhill races on a glacier.
Yeah, if you've gotten this far in the video, you know that Mackie's injuries were a little bit more severe than we thought when we were in Europe.
Yeah.
We unfortunately didn't find any of this out until we got back. I will clarify, the finger was not a surprise.
That's true. The finger was not a
The
surprise.
finger was pretty obviously broken. Yeah, and I think it's possible that like all of these injuries didn't really affect your final result at Megavalanche at all. I think it's also possible they did. That's just going to be one of those things that we never know.
I do think that I probably was riding a little bit more timidly after I landed on my shoulder the second time. Just before that, I was feeling so good. I felt like I was riding really well. I was excited. I was ready. And then that crash just kind of took the air out of me.
It really took the wind out of you. Like, I feel like your headspace, especially going into qualifiers, which you ended up pulling up a really good qualifying performance, but like leading up to that, like you were not in a good headspace, like by your standards.
Well, I will admit that I'm feeling a little discouraged right now.
Just still a pretty good headspace by most people's standards. Mackie's pretty positive, but I do feel like, yeah, like the vibes were not good.
Yeah.
I also noticed, like, watching the aggression of your start at Mountain of Hell on the glacier compared to Megavalanche. Like, I think you were just riding a little scared at Megavalanche on the start. I think you also were just, like, unlucky with your positioning, but it's always more than one thing.
For some reason, our little rear sensor things are not working. We've made it 6.5 minutes, but Sid's decided she needs to pee anyway. So we're gonna stop at these handy public bathrooms.
My hydration, okay?
And I'm gonna figure out the lights.
Every 6.5 minutes.
That would take us a long time if you had to pee every 6.5 minutes. Got the sensors to work. I wonder if it's registering me. Is it registering me?
No.
Okay, cool.
Oh, now it's registering.
No. Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah.
I definitely found that it registered cars before I heard them, which was cool. Bike path time trial.
So I just got back from my doctor's appointment to look at my finger. And the good news is there's no surgery required. So that's really excellent news. Apparently the bone is so small, or like the piece that's broken off is so small, and there's not great blood flow to that top joint that surgery doesn't work very well. So basically, the PA, who was awesome, shout out to Monica, said what you have to do, or what we will be doing, is resetting it. So basically pulling out and pushing down to get that bone back in the better place, create some space in the joint, and then they braced me up like this. It was pretty painful when she reset it, and it occasionally kind of flares and has like a sharp pain for a little while, but overall it's pretty manageable. I'm supposed to have it on for 6 weeks, which is a long time. The good news is that I think I should be able to ride like this.
All right, what are we doing this morning?
Well, because of my fun little race, I cannot fit my finger in a glove. So this glove has treated me well for many a year. I did choose one
2 years.
is
It's a little worn
apart
out.
a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, it's a little worn. So this one is being sacrificed to the brace.
Do you need help with that? Can you operate a scissors with that club finger?
Yep.
Make sure you cut off the right one. You might need to make the hole bigger too to
That's what we're
squeeze
gonna
it
see.
through. I feel like you could
Oh,
accidentally.
we're good.
That's the style right there.
Now that's the style. I'll be, mostly riding on the road, but I think it shouldn't be too uncomfortable as long as I'm not on really rough stuff. Things that I learned. I think the big one is that I think maybe I put too much pressure on that race. Like, I really wanted to do well at Megavalanche. I did really well in 2024. I finished 8th, and I was like, oh, my first ever Megavalanche, I was top 10. Like, I should be able to go back and do even better. And I think the preparation I did, I think the bike setup I did, I think that all worked really well. But I don't think I realized quite how much luck plays into it.
I don't think that's entirely fair, because I think we even talked about this. Like, I think you did realize how much luck played into it, but I think you also just like thought you would get lucky again.
That's fair.
know?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I hoped to get lucky a second time. Finals course that we raced this year that starts on the glacier, I didn't realize how bad the passing was, honestly. Like, I was like, wow, there's quite a bit of pedaling on here. That's really great. But I didn't realize how bad the passing was for most of that pedaling. Whereas last year, I had an even worse start objectively. But there was like, it was just such an open run with so much passing for so much of the beginning that I was able to get by a ton of people.
Also, like, the issue you had last year was right at the beginning, and it was very open right at the beginning. Whereas this time, like, you made it through the glacier, like, in a decent, not where you wanted to be, like, but like in an okay position, and like then had a problem like right before the passing got bad. Not right before, you got around some people before, but like there was less time at that point. Whereas if you'd had an issue at the top of the glacier, like you might have ended up in the same spot, but you would have passed so many people on the glacier.
That's true. And also talking to some of the top guys, like I was talking to Olivier because we rode together a certain amount, and he just was saying that it takes a number of years. Like, he raced a bunch of these mass start ones on the snow before he started feeling comfortable enough to go really fast on the glacier. And like, I think I was able to speed that process up by practicing on the snow this winter, or just looking at my Mountain of Hell start. Like, I think I had a really good start. But I do think that the more times you do that event, or those kinds of events, the more comfortable you get with the chaos, with the snow, with like everybody around you, like how hard you have to go right at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's not something that's easy to replicate outside of doing one of those events. I think that's maybe what people don't realize, because we did get a lot of comments that are like, you need to work on the snow. And it's like, well, we tried. We went to our local ski area. It's just completely different.
I do think there are some things I can practice on the snow that I will be practicing. One is starting off of my bike and running, because Mountain of Hell is like that always, and Megavalanche.
Yeah, the people who did that seem to do better.
Well, and I did that, but like it was because of the snow conditions. If the snow conditions had been like perfect and really hard, I would have started on my bike, but they weren't, and so I started running, practicing like sprinting on the snow with my bike, jumping on my bike and going. I think is definitely something.
Not bad, just cruising along at almost 20 miles an hour. And that's with a slight headwind. There was Sid's dad. Her parents are playing support crew for us today, which is awesome. So we don't have to wear packs, don't have to carry too much. Pretty sweet.
I got to see the shoulder specialist, and basically he was kind of confused because he kept asking, like, did you feel a clunk when you crashed? And to be honest, I don't remember a clunk. Like, I remember a sharp stabbing pain, but I don't remember a clunk. And the reason he was asking is because the MRI sort of said this dislocation, relocation injury. And apparently, if you dislocate your shoulder, it's pretty obvious. Like, it goes clunk, clunk if it goes out and back in. And I just don't remember that at all. So he was kind of like, well, the good news is that the muscles seem to be attached and doing okay. The bones overall are doing okay. Like, he agreed that it looks like it was a dislocation relocation injury because of the bone bruise on the back of this humeral head. Apparently the MRI that urgent care ordered wasn't the one they should have ordered. They ordered one without contrast. I think it was supposed to be with contrast. And so he can't really tell from the MRI I got whether or not there's a labral tear. They have ordered another MRI. I need to schedule that. Apparently it can take a while. The results then take a while. So not the news I was hoping to hear when I got back, but it could definitely be a lot worse. I'll be mostly riding the road bike, assuming that it doesn't hurt when I do that. So I'm hoping I can get some good training in, fitness work in, and then as we approach Breck Epic, which is 4 weeks out, we will see whether or not I can race that. I think because I was so focused on the result, I kind of forgot to have fun.
Yeah. Which is really unusual for you. To give you some credit, like I think you were in pain with your shoulder, and I think you were trying to minimize that because he knew I was worried about him racing with an injury, and he also knew I would say, you shouldn't do this if you're in pain. So he was trying really hard to pretend he wasn't in pain. And I feel like that was like this, your energy was going into that versus like, oh, I'm having this cool experience in France and riding and having fun.
I think that's true. I think also I just put enough like pressure and meaning on the result that it took some of the fun away. And like that's kind of why we do what we do. It's why we don't follow a series. It's why we don't race Enduro World Cup stuff, is because we want to have fun racing our bikes.
And we want to do races that are, you know, I don't know, that have that sense of fun and adventure and whatever that looks like. But it can be easy to get wrapped up in the results or the performance or the pressure or what other people expect of you.
Or what you expect of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think I am hoping to do those races again. And one of my goals will be to remember, like, this is fun. This is goofy. This is ridiculous. Like, it's a bunch of people racing down the snow on bicycles. Like, it should be fun. Yeah. And I need to like focus on that.
Bike racing in general is kind of an absurd pastime. And this is like one of the more absurd ways to do it.
We're at an hour 20. We're in Espanola. Average speed 18 miles an hour. Gone 24 and a half. Pretty good.
It's always so much faster to get to here than I think it's going to be.
Yeah,
it takes practically 45 minutes to drive here.
Yeah, it's true. How easily can you access those Skittles gummies?
Pretty easily, but maybe when we get off this main road.
Okay.
How I ride road bikes is stare Mackie's butt.
It's these kind of rides that make you realize why road riding is fun, because we've been riding for an hour and 50 minutes and been averaging 18.3 miles an hour, which means we've done like 33, 34 miles. Pretty solid. Haha, Skittles gummies. Can we get into that?
I got it open.
Okay. Yeah. I'm into Skittles gummies.
I think we have to address the infamous Mountain of Hell disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
First of all, I would just say I think a lot of people in the comments were underestimating the forces that went into making that wheel implode. And I think that was partially because it wasn't clear in the video that that happened in the rocks, and then Mackie actually rode the rim for like an appallingly long time at 45 miles an hour through the glacier. And I don't think there's a wheel that could have taken that hit at that speed and not had severe issues.
People asked about the bird spokes. That had nothing to do with the wheel breaking. Yeah. Like I hit something going really fast And I think I was just weighted just wrong, that I had all of my weight going down into the ground, into the bike at just the wrong time. And like, that just happens. That's just bike racing. Sometimes you just hit things the wrong way.
And everything has a break point.
Everything has a break point. Yeah.
I don't think an insert would have helped in that particular situation. I mean, basically, like, you were done the moment you got forced into those rocks. Like, and I'm just glad that you rode it out as well as you did. You know, like, you didn't crash.
Yeah.
I think it was funny, there were some comments that were like, why did you take that line? It's like, well, because you can't change course on these glaciers at 45 miles an hour. Like, especially because Mackie had people on, like, either side of him. So there was just kind of nowhere to go.
I just got unlucky and just hit the wrong rock or ice, like knuckle or something, and that was the end. It was actually kind of funny. So hit it, wheel broke, tire flatted. I was like, dang it, my tire flatted. I figured it was, I wasn't sure what had happened initially. Then maybe 2 seconds later, the tire comes off the wheel, at which point I'm basically riding on my rim, which is sort of like riding on a ski when you're going that fast on snow. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're just gonna try to make it up to the top of the hill. And then I hit the slush puddle. So it looks like the slush puddle is what caused the wheel, but it actually had happened like 10 seconds before that. And the slush puddle was what made me crash.
And we did find an Instagram clip that shows this better. So we'll try to find that and pop it in. I mean, anything would have broken in that situation, and I think that's valuable to understand. I feel like the more that you ride, the more you realize that mountain bike parts are so good right now, especially the high-end stuff that we are lucky to ride. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's infallible.
Yeah.
Stuff breaks. Honestly, that race, Megavalanche in particular, is carnage. Like, the amount of people who broke wheels or bikes or derailleurs off or everything, like just huge amounts of people not finishing these races or limping it in varying states of mechanical catastrophe. So basically, I don't think there was any like particular gear choice you made that was wrong. It's just like, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, how the wheel crumbles.
And I think as you experience that and understand that everything can break if you hit it hard enough, hit it in the wrong way, etc., then what you start to realize is like the important thing is whether the company stands behind their product. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the many things we love about working with Noble is most of their wheels have a lifetime guarantee if it breaks while you are riding it. I hadn't even emailed them yet and been like, hey, destroyed a wheel. And they like commented on Instagram when they saw the crash and were like, oh no, we'll get you a new rim ASAP. They stand behind their products.
Well, I haven't figured out yet if we're gonna get a tailwind or not. Kind of feels like maybe we have one now. But when we were looking at some flags earlier, they looked like they were going the wrong direction. But these little ones, I don't know. Hard to say. I've decided I'm going to assume we have a tailwind. Just got an excellent bottle hand up from Jim. I didn't get the camera on in time, but they were parked under a nice big cottonwood tree. You can probably see them back there. Let's see. Sid got a bottle too. They're parked under that cottonwood tree back there.
Dad's living
Excellent.
out his Tour de France support car fantasy. 100%.
Oh yeah. He would be so good at it. 5 miles to Ojo Caliente. Let's get close enough that we can actually see it.
So good.
It's so cool. I absolutely love this mural.
You guys found a nice little spot.
We're fully doing a fun ride today.
Yeah.
Stop and make it some burritos, chicken mole burrito, potato chips, watermelon. Pretty nice service, full service.
Yeah, full service.
Service bike ride.
I would say overall, I am extremely pleased with the equipment decisions I made. The Fox Float X Live Valve Neo was awesome because there is enough pedaling on that course where having a shock that's automatically in firm mode for you just made a big difference. I wasn't able to take full advantage of it because of the bad passing, as we've discussed, but like having it there when I needed it to be firm was so good, and I never felt like it was in firm mode when I wanted it to be open.
I was super skeptical about this, but Mackie has convinced me to get one for my enduro bikes.
Sid has one too now. The new Shimano XTR, the drivetrain, I mean, basically I just forgot about it. Is like really the best recommendation I can give, is like I never thought about it and never thought like, oh no, what about my drivetrain? I shifted and it shifted when I wanted it to shift. It didn't drop the chain. There was no, like, people worried about the lack of clutch on it now, and like it was flawless. Like if you guys watch the video, you saw how rough that course is. No chain drop, no issues, not louder. Like it was just flawless.
No issues with smacking the derailleur and having it go into like any weird modes or anything like that.
No, and I definitely smacked that poor derailleur into things. We need to remember to put a shot of the derailleur in here because it's pretty beat up, but it's working perfectly still. The new Shimano XTR brakes are awesome. This was a 42-minute, 44-minute, something like that downhill, starting very high and very cold and ending much lower and much warmer.
Quite hot, in fact.
Yeah, quite hot.
Yeah.
And the brakes were totally consistent the whole time. Like I never felt brake fade. I never felt differences in how they pulled. Like they did exactly what Shimano says they improved with the new brakes, which is that you get a consistent bite point the whole time. And I really like the feel of the new levers and like how they pull and everything. So I was really pleased with that. I ran high rollers this year and they were great. Like they're a really good mixed condition tire.
So now what?
Well, I've had 3 or 4 weeks of pretty consistent training on the road bike, gravel bike.
You've really been hitting it hard too. Like I feel like Mackie just completely funneled all his frustration into like doing high volume road training, getting the fitness back.
I'm pretty pleased actually. It's what I need for Breck Epic if I want to have a successful race there. If I get to do Breck Epic, which will be decided in the very near future, once I get the results from my MRI with contrast, which we are heading to shortly.
All right, little 17-minute break. Well, I think we still have a bit of a tailwind, but I think it's light enough that it basically feels like the air is totally still. And the temperature says it's 99 degrees out. So yeah, it's warm. Our speed has dropped precipitously since lunch, but it turns out we've been climbing pretty steadily.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's fair because it's mostly.
Oh yeah. No, I think we've,
not because we ate burritos.
I didn't realize how much we climbed, but we're basically at our house's elevation now.
Yeah.
We've climbed slightly more than we've descended at this point. Here's where we get to turn off this road onto a much smaller, super fun little road. And now we're gonna swap camera hosts.
If you guys really want to stare at Mackie's butt.
Yep. Guys, I have to say, Skittles gummies, I'm into them. Skittles, if you're watching, I would take a sponsorship, just saying.
I think we should go for the Welch's fruit snacks. They basically taste the same.
I don't know, I'm into this. I'm into the Skittles.
I love this section. So pretty. Come on, Mackie, let me get back on. You can do it. I'm on. Ooh, frost heaves though. Oh, it's nice to get up to a higher speed and cool down a little bit. We were baking on that climb. Cloud giving us a break for a few seconds. Thank you, Cloud. Thank you. That was a hot stretch.
I bet that was.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's nice cold water.
Yeah, it feels good.
Nice, I get to double dip, spray myself, and then
Water falling off and me going to waste.
right. That last section was very enjoyable. This next part is going to be worse traffic, but first we're going to stop and get more water because it's so hot. I'm drinking so much water.
I've been arthroscoped.
Another phase of this process
Another phase.
involved getting heavy metals injected into your
Joint
shoulder.
capsule, yeah.
Yeah, fun.
Oh yeah, you know it. They said that my arm might feel funny because like the joint would feel full.
Gross.
But it doesn't really. Now we wait for the results.
Oh, goodness. My goodness is rad.
Hot. That was freaking boiling.
Last time we were here, we saw mountain goats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think they're just way too hot for them down here right now. Like, absolutely not. What fun fact do you have about the Gorge Bridge?
They shot a scene in the Transformers movie on this bridge.
That's a pretty good fact. It's a long way down. We're not gonna go look down. I don't like to look down.
Yeah.
It's fine from the middle of the road. Don't like it from the sidewalk. This is a lovely little road that I did not know existed. Little map consultation moment,
Yeah.
because we did not plan this route before. We couldn't resist adding at least a little bit of gravel, mostly to not be on the sketchy road. This is pretty smooth gravel by New Mexico standards.
Yeah.
How's your finger?
Okay.
Mackie's poor little broken finger does not love vibrations.
Yeah, it doesn't like washboard.
Yeah, washboard.
This is what this entire road is.
Well, we have like 3 miles left. The problem is we have to get up there.
3 miles and let's see, approximately 600, 700 feet.
It's not as bad as I thought, to be honest. This section's kind of rough. And these are definitely not the right tires, but they were the right tires for the first 90 miles, so we're persevering. We made it!
Oh, let's go into the shade. We did it.
This ride, powered by Skittles.
But actually, 2 different kinds.
Sour. They're not that sour, but they're pretty delicious.
No, not sour at all.
Yeah.
I would say the OG Skittles are the best. They didn't need to mess.
So, 93 and a half almost.
Yeah.
93 and a third. Pretty good.
Not even my longest ride this week.
That's a good point. If you're wondering what Sid's talking about, well, you'll just have to wait until next week's video to find out. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. I'm still waiting on the results of my second MRI, which will help me decide whether or not I get to race Breck Epic. That, and I need to actually get back on my mountain bike and see how my shoulder feels. I am about to ride my mountain bike for the first time since Megavalanche. All of that is coming up in the next few videos. We'll see you then, and in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.
Oh man.